What's up guys, Dirty Technician here. Gonna do a transmission filter change on a 2023 GMC Sierra 3500 with an L5P 10-speed automatic transmission. Gonna drop the pan, swap the filter, put the pan back up, fill it with fluid. Alright, so I just put it up on ramps. We're going to hopefully make most of it into that pan, which I'll probably make a huge mess, but we're gonna drop this pan, take out most of the bolts except for a few. We're going to take out the front bolts and drop the front of the pan first because the back of the pan is right by the cross member. So we're going to hopefully drain it into that. So I'm just using my Milwaukee 1/4" drive with a 4-inch extension, 10mm socket. We're going to take all these bolts out and drop the front of the pan. Alright, so I got all the bolts out except for these two in back. This corner one and this corner one up front. What I actually decided I'm going to do, I'm going to jack the back of the truck up and get it higher up because I'm worried when I drop this pan down in the front, all the trans fluid's going to run down the seam. Alright, it's not ideal. We're starting to leak already. Got the back jacked up and supported with jack stands. So now I got the back actually slightly higher than the front, I hope, which will then help direct all the fluid down into the pan. And yeah, let's make a huge mess. Let's see how that goes. We got the pan down, but as you can see, we made a mess. We'll get these last two bolts at the back out. I mean, most of the oil's probably drained out, so I'll just hold it up a little bit. And then I'll hopefully lower it down carefully without soaking myself and go from there. All right, so we got the pan out, cleaned off the magnets as good as we could, cleaned out the whole pan. So there's our filter. I believe there's 2 bolts you gotta take out on it. And then it drops out. So let's see if we can find those bolts. Yep, we got one right there and possibly one right there. So we got 2 8s. All right, got our 2 8s out, and then we're just gonna kind of wiggle her off right out. See right there, drain out the rest of the way, make more of a mess. You know, it's usually how it goes when it comes to transmissions. It's never a clean job. She got a new filter and filter seal. We got part number 2429800 or AC Delco number TF938. So we're gonna go put this new seal back in and then slip the filter back on and bolt her back up and hopefully get her back together. So what I'm gonna do is take this new seal and I'm gonna put it up into the transmission first, as you can see, and then take the new filter, slide her up and in, wiggle her all around so she goes in all the way. Get your 8mm bolt and get her started. All right, got them both started. And we're gonna snug them up. You don't want to go too tight. Got the pan back up. We're just gonna snug up these bolts and look up the torque spec. Alright, so looked up torque spec and it is gonna be 65 inch-pounds, and a star pattern around the pan will be good. We're gonna do 65 here, and then here, and then over, just like similar how you do your wheels. You go back and forth, so we go here, 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 then here, and then over here, and then over here, and you're just gonna make a big circle all the way around. All right, so just like this. Trying to do it one-handed. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Uh-oh, 66.8. All right, so I'm using an 8mm Allen to remove this fill plug on the passenger side of the transmission. And then I'm gonna use this suction tube I got on Amazon, like a syringe like. I'm gonna suck up my AC Delco ULV and then inject it into here. I'm gonna start off with around 8 quarts, warm the transmission up, and then pull the check plug, which is right here. All right, I didn't show this part, but because it's a pain in the butt. But if you go to get one of these, try and get one that holds a full quart, because squaring up into that, I had to do it like 4 times per quart, which took a long time to do. So get a bigger one. Right now we got roughly 8 1/4 quarts in. I'm gonna put the plug in, start it up, warm it up, and then we're gonna pull this plug up here to check the fill. All right, so after you get all the fluid in, go drive the truck around, get the trans temp up to operating temperature. Once that is completed, get back under your truck with the engine still running and pull this plug. There's a little pipe in here, and you'll more likely get a little bit of fluid from what's in the pipe. But if you pull the plug and you don't get anything, go over to the fill plug on the other side and put more fluid in, and add fluid until fluid comes out of this hole. Once fluid comes out and stops draining, you are at the correct fluid level. Put the plug back in, call it a day. All right guys, thanks for watching my how-to on a 10L1000 transmission filter change on a 2020 and newer L5P Duramax. Look for future videos on front and rear diffs and transfer case, probably fuel filter for the same truck. In the future, I'm also probably going to do some side-by-side related stuff, some RV, toy hauler type stuff. Anything I can think of that I'm doing that I think is worth showing you, and we'll go from there. There's a lot of things that I don't know how to do, and we're going to figure it out together. So stay dirty.